5, 4, 3.
Is the trouble. You get a bunch of women out in a boat all day, and there's always one that's bound to want to go. And you can't give them a bucket or a bag or anything like that, not when it's crowded. How many did you say was coming down?
4. The institution wants them to have a real day out as a reward for collecting. They've raised more money than any other area committee.
Well, they still got a fee, haven't they? Who are they?
There's Lady Hannon and 3 others from Buckinghamshire.
It's a ladies' committee job, then.
Heard of Lady Hannon, you know. You're the chairman of some committee. Hey, better keep your mouth shut about this now until I've had a chance to talk to everybody.
Oh, of course, Jack.
Had to happen when the secretary's away.
Morning, all.
Morning.
Oh, fan mail for me?
No, we got visitors.
Visitors? What visitors?
Private visitors.
This is Ebenezer Grail, an oysterman, very good with ropes. They didn't have the RNLI then, but the National Society for the Preservation of Life from Shipwreck. You ought to make a note of that. Preservation of Life from Shipwreck, with a W.
They haven't got their pencils, Mrs. Grail. They're only just starting the project.
Well, I can't see why they shouldn't come prepared. Now, if you listen carefully, I'll tell you a story about Ebenezer Grail. He was the first lassoist on the Ennal's Point lifeboat. Lassoist. And I'll tell you how it happened if that little boy there stops fidgeting. It was like this. Now, in those days, they used to launch the lifeboat by means of a trolley pulled by horses. And the horses were hired from the business people in the village. And one of these horses was an undertaker's mare. Sheba. And the other one was called... Princess. And in the day, they worked at other jobs, like the lifeboat men do. And Sheba worked for an undertaker. And Sheba was a heroine. And whenever the Maroons were fired to launch the lifeboat, Sheba would head for the sea, and nothing could stop that horse. She'd get there, rain or snow, and she didn't care if she was dragging a corpse behind her. But Princess, who worked for a farmer, now Princess was quite another kind of horse. And sometimes when the Maroons went, well, that Princess, you couldn't find her. And there was only one man in the village who could rope and catch her. And who do you think had the job of lassoing her?
The Undertaker?
You! No, it was Ebenezer Grail, as I told you in the beginning. What's your name, boy?
His name is Denzil Morgan, Mrs. Grail. He's ever so proud now that his uncle's on the lifeboat with your grandson, Billy.
The Morganses know nothing about the history. Now, over here. Now, this is a special photograph of my husband's crew. My son and my husband, before they were lost.
She knew perfectly well that I was coming.
She got a busy morning. The doctor's expected her all.
Doctor?
Yeah, his nibs is in bed with his chest.
Billy John?
She wouldn't let him get up.
Well, does she know I'm here now?
Well, if she doesn't, I'm not interrupting her. She's been looking forward to this lot for weeks.
And when you go down to the boathouse, you'll see some of these photographs there. I donated them, but not this one. Now, this is a vellum certificate, and you can see what it says in it. Elm certificate is only given in quite exceptional circumstances. The old Ennal's Point was a fisherman's village, and we didn't have hotels and trippers and nastiness. The people lived off the sea, and the tides were more important than the clock.
I seen the letter. Barrier 4 from Buckinghamshire. The lady Hannah in the chair. They raised some fantastic sum for the institution. They're coming here to spend a day out on the boat. You're not supposed to know yet, but you can bet there'll be entertainment and all.
Entertainment?
You could lay a meal on for them here at the sailors. Get the brunei to throw in a barrel.
The 2 barrels we had at the last party. You fell into one of them.
Did I? Very good do it was too.
Stickwatch lost his teeth.
He's always losing his teeth.
We'd be only too pleased to lay on a party. It's about time we had another do. Eve, we got a chance of some catering.
London job, title and all. Be a run on the baby shams, Mrs. Q.
If we can help, I'm sure we will.
You make sure you get onto the brewery now.
I'll do it today.
Hey, nothing like a little practice. Now.
Oh, Stick.
Oh, Stick. Here, boy. We're gonna have a party.
Oh?
Aye. We're gonna have to do something about your top set again, boy.
She'd have kept me waiting there all the morning, like a perfect stranger if I'd let her. I've told her, if we don't seize the opportunity to buy the place next door, then somebody else will.
I don't know. I mean, we're empty now. I'm doing everything myself.
Exactly. I was going to tell her we'd cut down on staff to economize.
Yes, and if you tell her that, she'll say we can't hold functions.
Functions?
Or anything else for that matter. She'll find the weakness. Billy John says the family motto is go for the throat.
We never get asked to do functions.
It's just a cold, Mrs. Grail.
Do you think he ought to have a tonic, Doctor?
No.
He's looking run down. Very poorly.
Better off on his feet, if you ask me.
I don't think you and I are going to get on, Dr. Stafford. I leave you two alone. Perhaps you'll tell him then.
I couldn't stop her calling you, honest. I had a mouth like a vulture's crutch and I couldn't wake up.
I'm not giving you a certificate, Billy John. You're fit for work.
Yeah, I might get a bit of fishing in. There was bass caught yesterday.
Oh? Where?
Under the lifeboat slip. Soft crab. It's deadly.
That's too much surf there, surely.
No. Soft crab's the boy. Tie it on with a bit of red wool. Murder.
What part of the slip?
Well, I'll show you if you want.
Right. Thanks.
Don't worry about the certificate. It's just she goes on, you know?
He's as strong as an ox, just like you.
Your father wouldn't have said that. There's no judging by appearances, he'd have said. You've left a certificate.
No, he's given me one. For catching sea bass.
Billy John!
You be careful up there, Mrs. Grail.
I don't pay money for work I haven't inspected.
If you fall off that ladder, your solicitor will be paying. Now, let me help you. I've just popped down to the sailors to get some size.
Serve peppermint, do they?
I wouldn't be surprised they did shortly.
What do you mean?
They're all talking. We're going to have a party of visitors down from London.
Visitors?
A lady Hannah and some other ladies coming down for a trip on the lifeboat. Be a social, I expect. Bit of a do in the sailors.
Sailor safety?
Well, if they're visitors, it's handy for the boathouse.
Well, you said a social.
Oh, it's just some women coming down.
Are they lifeboat women?
I told you it was some committee.
Well, if there are lifeboat women coming down here, then it's a ladies' committee matter. And I certainly haven't been informed. Functions don't take place without organisation, you know.
Functions?
Every detail has to be gone into.
It's just for the crew.
Out of the question. There are too many of you on that lifeboat with a public house mentality. You said Lady Hannah, didn't you?
Yes, I think.
Well, it must have been a mother I met. When Tom was lost. She still sends me a Christmas card, you know. Oh, she couldn't come down to Ennal's Point without me knowing. Hey, I've got a job for you. Go down to your cousin Luke and tell him there may be a chance for some catering. And ask him why you didn't call after he promised.
But Mrs. Gray, Luke was usually...
And you! Make sure that this floor is as spotless as it was when you started. 20 minutes late this morning.
I was going to tell you about that.
Well, before you do, I put 2 holiday brochures on the mantelpiece, one with a form attached to it. You haven't taken them over the boathouse, have you?
Why would I do that?
Well, to lose them. I'm the only woman this end of the village who only goes on holiday with other women, never a husband.
Well, you enjoy it.
Well, other people who are frightened of flying take tablets. What am I supposed to do about this?
That's the secretary's job.
And now it's mine.
Well, I thought trip out in a boat and then tea somewhere.
What, just like that?
Well, it's better to get it fixed up now before everybody knows about it.
When?
Leave it to you.
Hey, listen, if those brochures are over there, bring them back. Otherwise, you'll organize your own tea party. Lifeboat Cottage.
Oh, Mrs. Tustin. It's you I wanted to talk to.
Hello, Mrs. Grayle.
Now, it's about this visit, you know, the ladies from London. You have heard, have you?
Oh, yes, my husband just mentioned it.
Now, this will involve the ladies' committee. And the sooner you and I get together, the better.
Yes, well, as the secretary's away, I'm sure we can sort something out between us.
The venue for the reception will have to be fixed. Now, that's the first step. Luke is used to coping with things at short notice.
Oh, well, if your nephew to make the hotel available, I'm sure that'll be very convenient. The visitors will be delighted to be taken out on the lifeboat. They won't care too much about what they eat. I'll come with you one day next week and we can sort it out.
That's as good as settled, then. Well, have you made up your minds about that holiday yet?
No, we haven't. I can't get my husband to name a date. It's the old problem with reliefs and one thing and another. And he doesn't like holidays.
The crew want to do in the sailors with a free barrel, but she won't have that.
Well, can she decide?
Once she gets her teeth into it, she'll be at it like a jackdaw at a nut.
Well, we're not doing any business to speak of. The season hasn't started and he just mopes and mopes. The less he does, the more he picks on me. And when he's not picking on me, he sulks. And she just seems to know when anything goes wrong. He said you're ill. What's the matter?
Nerves.
What?
Well, I can't sleep. And I've got a kind of spot in my eye, just by the lid.
Where?
Here. In the corner, by there.
Oh, God. What are you doing here?
I came to see Billy John about the function.
What function?
I expect he'll tell you about it.
Look, Jenny, this is a Lifeboat station, not a Lonely Hearts Club. There's a sign outside that says unauthorized persons not admitted. Go on.
Sorry, I'll go.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Oh, you won't. Oh, yeah. Who's that fishing on the slip?
Oh, the doctor.
Who told him he could fish there?
Well, he went up and saw the old lady.
Well, how did he... Hey, how did you get in here?
I got a key. It's hers, Grand's.
Well, she's no business to have a key.
Well, it's not hers, actually. She borrowed it from the Ladies' Guild. They had it for, you know, selling brooches and things in here. Anyway, I brought it with me for you because I knew you'd be here.
Any time you're around here, it's like a knocking shop. Now, 1, we don't want your birds around here. Married, divorced, or merely hoping. 2, that slip is private. 3, nobody's supposed to know anything about visitors. There's no function. 4, get out there, tell whoever it is to beat it. And 5, tell your grandmother, the keys of the lifeboat are institution property. Nobody borrows them except from the secretary.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Who said?
Gran. When the secretary's away, it puts a lot on you, she said. Anyway, I tell her I've given you the keys back so she won't worry, eh? Thank you.
I want a word with you.
Keys. I'll have to wait.
What do you mean?
It's Miss Hazel. Oak Park Primary.
Mr. Tustin.
Yes.
I've got standards 4 and 5 outside, but these 3 have been specially selected to do a project on the lifeboat. Now, Mrs. Grail said it would be all right if we had a look at the photographs that she donated.
Yes.
And this is Denzil Morgan, who you probably know.
Oh, hello, Denzel.
His uncle's on the lifeboat.
Horace Morgan, Mr. Tustin.
I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to break any rules. Mr. Grail said it would be all right.
Excuse me.
Is it all right if the children have a look around the lifeboat if they promise not to touch anything? And can I bring standard 4 in first?
Listen, Jack, I'm warning you now. There's a lot of feeling about this, especially among the wives.
Yeah.
Table in the church hall for that old dragon.
I know.
Standard 4, Mr. Tustin.
Right.
Jack, are you there?
Look at his clothes. There's a cabin up there.
This is my mechanic. He was in Standard 4 for years. Couldn't get any further. He'll help.
Mrs. Grail, I am not going to disturb him now. I've had Mrs. Quentin from the Sailors' Safety on the telephone 3 times already this evening.
Well, it'll have to be sorted out. Tomorrow at the latest.
Yes, Mrs. Grail, I'll see you tomorrow.
Lifeboat Cottage.
Yes, I'll let you know tomorrow. Good night now.
Look, I didn't tell anybody. I left the letter in the boathouse and they all read it. I told them it was a woman's committee job. It's not my fault if the secretary's away.
Never stops. Never. I'm not going to answer it.
It might be the Coast Guard.
Oh, he's got maroons for wives who won't answer the telephone.
You've got to answer it.
Why me?
Unless there's a shout, I'm not here.
I'm not going to answer it.
Oh,
I'm
now,
not.
Amy, come on.
Now, look, that's what I want a holiday from. There. That's the amount for one person. Make out a cheque for twice that.
I've got to fix dates and...
I fixed them.
Yes, I know.
Make it out now. Now. Lifeboat Cottage. Oh, hello, Commander Wells. Oh, Jack's just popped out, but all the arrangements are in hand.
Oh, splendid. Well, sorry to have troubled you in that case.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. We're delighted to be able to help, and you can tell them they'll have a wonderful time.
Good. How's he keeping, by the way?
Oh, Jack? Ah, well, Jack's aging like the rest of us, but I'm taking him abroad on his next holiday.
Oh, that'll be money well spent. Time he had a break.
Well, I don't mind if it's expensive, provided you can't see the sea.
Tell him to smuggle back a few duty-frees for me, will you?
Yes, I'll tell him. Good night now.
Thank you very much.
Among the 42-odd conversations I've had with Nance Grail recently, she came out with one cryptic remark, as you might well imagine. She more or less suggested that she wear a nappy on the aeroplane.
Right then, listen, please. Now, there's going to be an exercise on Monday the 21st, and I want you all here. It's an inspector's launch, so those of you with first aid certificates will have to be examined again. George.
Right.
Harry.
Very good.
Oh, problem, is there?
Any morphia going? I need it for the wife.
All right. How many of you will be available for the inspector's launch on the 21st? Good, thank you. Now, there are two other matters. They may take some time, so make yourselves comfortable. I don't know how, but with the secretary away, a few of you appear to have got hold of the wrong end of the stick as far as this next launch is concerned. That is for visitors. All it is a public relations job.
We know it's a public relations job.
All we'll be doing is meeting them at the station, bringing them back here and launching the boat. We'll take a run down to Lark's Head and back, and then the ladies' committee will entertain them for tea at Grail's Hotel. Any questions?
Yes, I have. Why Grail's Hotel?
Aye. That's what we all want to know.
Because that's what the ladies' committee decided. Look, all I'm concerned about is the launch, and I want volunteers, 2 fellas with cars to pick them up. And a crew, of course. Well? What's the matter?
A lot.
What do you mean?
Look, we could have had a free barrel of beer and entertained ourselves. Instead of which, you've gone and handed it over to the ladies' committee.
I haven't handed anything over to the ladies' committee. It's their job.
We could have had a little do down the Sailors, all on our own, and been as happy as sandboys. Now, it's Grail's Hotel. I mean, as well as the racket. Imagine entertaining titled people in that joint. With Lucky Grail, you don't know what anything's been. The whole thing stinks. This is Ennal's Point, not Spainton, with half the council in jail.
All right, you've had your beef. Now then, I want 5 volunteers for the boat and 3 for the winch. George?
There's a lot of feeling about this. The wives are involved and all.
I'm not discussing the ladies' committee. I'm only concerned with the launch. Ah, come on, boys. 8 I want. Good men and true.
As soon as you mentioned it, we were delighted. We've got a special set of menus that we've planned. Then, of course, there'll be a number of staff on call.
No staff.
Pardon?
The ladies' committee will do that.
Oh, we'll be only too happy to fit in with any arrangements you care to make, won't we, Jenny?
We usually do.
Thank you very much. Now, for the menu.
Menu?
That's what we've come here to tell you.
You've come to tell us?
Yes. But there'll be no charge. Let's be quite clear about that from the start.
No charge? What do you mean we've got to go to all the bother of preparing and then we're not going to be allowed to charge?
I couldn't allow it. It's for the institution.
Well, Auntie Nance, you said meals.
With the lifeboat crew, their wives, and the visitors, there'll be about 20.
20 meals? Free?
We'll come to that in a minute.
But Auntie Nance...
It'll be a good opportunity for you. The place will get known, and if it's known, there'll be some point in expanding.
But I thought, well, we both thought...
You said a function.
That's what it is. Only everybody will help. Mrs. Tustin here couldn't have done more. She's been round all the wives, and most of them have been immensely helpful. Most of them.
Well, perhaps we could get on with the details. Now, in the church hall, we normally get plates from the WVS.
No. We can't have London people coming down here, nothing matching. I'll provide the cutlery and a dinner service.
And some of the wives will want to make their own pastries.
Yes. A light crab and lobster salad. And some home-baked bread. I thought none of your public house muck here. A real Ennal's Point welcome.
You also mentioned tablecloths.
Leave that to me.
All we are providing are the premises.
And the tea?
It's a ladies' committee function, and we thought if everybody helped, then there'd be no offence.
We have to be very diplomatic in everything when the institution's involved.
And we're very grateful to you.
Here, look at it from my point of view. I never thought I'd see the day arrive when I asked for volunteers for a shout, and the first man not to put his hand up would be my second coxswain.
It's not a shout, is it?
Of course, it's a shout.
I'm not saying no, but I reckon you've dropped a right clanger with this ladies' committee, do? We were all set for a real night out. Brewery'd promised to chip in, everything.
I never said a word to anybody.
It was round the village in 20 seconds flat.
That was animal. I left a letter on the table.
Oh, come on, you can't blame him. It could have been a good party. And the wives are fed up with these tea parties of Nance Grail's. And Grail's Hotel, it's a bloody racket.
No, it's not. My wife wouldn't have that. They're not charging a penny.
Well, everybody's had enough of Nance Grail.
Well, haven't we all?
You ought to tell her where she gets off.
Well, that's easier said than done. She's an old woman, she's a nuisance, but she's all for the institution. You can't deny that. That's why I put up with it. Can I count on you?
What's the odd divorce?
Oh, Animal. Harry here is going to give me a hand.
There's always one who cracks.
I was hoping you'd change your mind.
You're not on the boat now, right? You're not wearing a hat.
Oh, you can say what you like.
Tell you what I think.
Shoot.
1, my missus has never been on the boat in her life. And all the nights she spent waiting up for me.
Well, she can't come this time. There's no room, but I can fix that.
2, if you ask me, this entire thing is a racket for Grail's Hotel.
It is not true.
Okay, scrub 1 and 2. I'm telling you straight.
You tell me straight.
I will, don't worry. This whole thing is not saving life, is it? It's a lot of fun dangling for bloody headquarters. Let them entertain themselves.
Oh, for God's sake, come
Get
on.
the inspectors out. Like flies crawling up a bloody jump out there.
He doesn't put it very well. But that's what some of the boys feel.
So what am I going to do? We hadn't even worked out where they were going to pee.
It's the same on land as it is on the boat, and you know
Well,
that.
I'll be the
It's going on and on about the same thing all the time. You've got to be, I mean, when the coxswain says something.
Jam to drink, Animal.
Mr. Morgan to you, Cocker. Harry!
Hey.
Harry!
Animals just refused to drink.
Have a drink when I get it off your chest.
No, I don't want to drink. I come in here to get my darts. Harry! I'm not too sure that I'm going to use this place anymore. Ever.
What's the matter?
Harry Quentin's gone over to the management. Well, never mind, well. If we'd all stuck together, we could have put the block on Grail's Hotel and had our own do. Only some are going to be blue eyes. It's always the same, innit? There's one in every boat. Blue eyes. Oh, okay. Can I have my darts, Mrs. Cooler?
Have a drink.
I said no, didn't I? Charlotte.
You've got to back the coxswain always.
On the boat. I'm not arguing that, but this is ashore, isn't it? With me, it's principle. I mean, Grail's Hotel. They want rescuing, those two. Holy Grail and Baby Doll. But not by me. I got principles.
That man's got a mind the size of a small pea.
Well, I think he's right anyway.
And I don't stick.
Look, you're not letting everybody down as well, are you?
Animal said it. It's fan dangling for headquarters.
Aye.
And I think he's right.
Right.
But these women have collected money, man, thousands.
What? Grail's Hotel.
Animal is upset. When Animal is upset, Animal is a pain in...
Oh, I don't know why you bother with him. There are plenty of volunteers.
He's a good man underneath. Worth the trouble, one day to prove it.
Are you going to be able to get to Crewe?
I don't know.
Shouldn't leave letters lying around, should you?
Hey, careful with those. They're breakables, mind. Hey, those are Irish linen. I don't want to see any finger marks on them. But take these menu cards. See that we can heat everything. Spick and span, remember?
Yes, Auntie Nance.
Then, if everything goes with a swing, we can talk of other matters.
Well, the place next door.
Later. Now, you've got your orders. They wouldn't need you on the lifeboat. You are to get 4 nice lobsters for them to take back.
Lobsters?
Fish them yourself. Wear your jersey. Let them see you catch them.
How can I be sure to catch 4 lobsters, Gran?
Put them in the pots beforehand. Elastic bands, remember. Bind the claws.
That's the lot. I don't know where you're going to put it all, but in that place it'll be a case of curtains on the window and bloaters for dinner.
Well, it's time I settled up with you. You've been here how many days this week?
I wish I hadn't come at all.
You're not indispensable, Stickwatts. There are plenty of odd job men. I only employ you because you're on the boat.
That's the pity.
What do you mean?
All this running around for these women, the coxswain still doesn't know who's going to turn out.
Oh, well, that's his business. I've kept my end up. Now then, how many hours?
You will meddle.
Look here, Stickwatts. I don't usually have workmen in my house.
Workman?
That's what you are. And it'll do you no harm to remember it.
Workman?
That's what I said.
My mother remembered you gutting fish on the foreshore with your skirt tucked up your drawers and not a decent pair of shoes to your name. You never blew your nose with a handkerchief till you were 20.
Have you been drinking against it?
It's not that you're mean, but meddling. That's your trouble. I don't think I'm coming here again. I don't need your money, you know. You're only an old biddy like myself, and I don't mind helping you. But you've done it this time. You've upset decent people like Jack Tustin, who's too much of a gentleman to deal with you. I shan't be coming to you at 2 tomorrow.
On, Billy. Again. Bye-bye. And the brushes.
Billy John, I want a word with those two.
If it's about the launch, it's Animal Morgan you've got to see. He's the governor.
Where'll he be?
Well, you won't get him today. He's in work.
What about the brushes, then?
You got the car? Come on then, son. You can do me a favor.
There's one thing about this place, Len. Whatever happens, it always seems to be a nice day for it.
Let me borrow your hat, son.
After a weekend like you've had, you should be ashamed to look me in the face and say together we are beautiful. I've kept myself to myself this weekend. I've been very well behaved. I look terrific.
Animal! Is it a shark? No, no, no. Wanted a word. Is there somewhere private?
Aye, over here. What's up then?
Trouble on the boat. It's not me who should be doing this running around. It's the second coxswain, Harry.
Him?
The way I look at it, it's a right mess, and the only thing we got to do is get him out of it. Jack Tustin.
I told him no. Principles.
Look, you can't stop here.
You can read, can you? Lifeboat, emergency.
It's not as if you've ever dropped a clanger, but it's not only the boat, it's these women. Lady Hannon.
What do you mean?
Well, they've got to be met, escorted. Jack can't leave the boathouse. There's got to be somebody presentable at the station. The important thing is the station comes out tops. Now, you were in the mob, you know the score. Somebody's got to show these kids how to lay on a bit of bull, bags of swank, you know. You were a bootneck, weren't you?
Royal Marine to you, Shagnasty.
You've got to be recognized at the station. I've acquired a hat for you.
No. No principles.
Animal, there's nobody else but you. I've told everybody they haven't got your experience. Oh, it's going to be a day. One of them's a photographer and all.
Are you ready then? Oh, just a minute.
Here's the mob. The coxswain.
How do you
I suppose we got to have a coxswain. Second coxswain, blue eyes. His beard's a bit flat. Best man on the boat. Past it now, though. Legs have gone. The Dance brothers. Mechanic. Sort of. The baby. Snowy White. He's only a postman. Don't say much. Well, wind them up, George. All right, stick. Sometimes there's people lying about in here moaning and groaning and wishing they was dead. Hardened some of them, been at it all their lives. Suddenly, the stomach goes. Pop! Just like that. Here. Here's it is. The balance goes inside them. Medical fact. I've done a lot of thinking about seasickness, and I'm positive it's years. I mean, ever seen a deafy throw up? Never. Never, ever. So it stands to reason. Years it is. That's right. That's right. Put your fingers down your ear hole.
Understood. Is there anybody aboard? Over.
Not known. Assume a casualty. Over. All understood. We're on our way. Ennal's Point Lifeboat. Out.
thank you. I want you to know how much we appreciate all you've done and the care you've taken to make sure we've had such a magnificent welcome, both ashore and afloat. And I'm sure I speak for all when I say that one person above all others needs to be thanked. Without him, we might have had a tragedy. And I think he deserves all our thanks.
Well, it all went very well, considering, don't you think? Well, everybody fitted in. Well, at least it was very reasonable from the expense point of view.
Right, Dodo. Right, come on.
Hours I've been waiting. Hours.
We had a casualty. How many bothered you?